choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
What amazes me is how anyone could have that kind of power and yet keep it hidden all this time.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Tales of a Risei. We'll go with a Risei. So I have a problem. Last time I said I was going to meet you at the shuttle, and you know, after I went back and I did everything, here's what I discovered. I'm not allowed to fast travel back. I have to run back for some reason. There's something. Oh, that's just the. So I'm like, okay, well I can just go. Nope. I'm not. I have to run out of here, which is annoying. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Hopefully I can avoid most of the fight because I do not have a lot of resources left. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of cutscene on the way. I'm going through the middle. Stuck in the middle with you. I'm assuming there's nothing here. They've done this a few times in the game, and it always annoys me. Like, why? Already opened that, right? Yeah, I have. I don't see why they would put like extra treasure around, but hey, they might. I do kind of like the fact that like all of the upper decks are completely free of Zoogles, because Zoogles aren't smart enough to use teleporters. I don't know if that's actually like the in-game explanation for it, but I think it's great. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Actually, it's not even just the teleporters, it's the Forbidden Zone. Like, the fact of the matter is, the Zoogles can't access the Forbidden Zone, because you needed that one thing. Oh, good. Yeah, give me that MP back. Oh, that may not be good. That may mean I have a fight on my way out. Okay, yeah, it's just like, hey, go this way. You still won't let me teleport there? Nope, can't get it past that.
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah, and in a bubble to me. You're mine. The flame inside me is yours. If you let free. Flaming throw. In here. Take this. You hear it now. It's over. Glimmer dragon. Sword alpha. Dazzle. You're mine. It's over. I can carve through. Watch this. Shouldn't have messed with me. Here I come. Dragon swarm. Burn in hell!
Annihilation! I never miss!
Take this! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
There we go. Take that out.
I'll crush you!
Fantastic. Get it done, get it done, get it done.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! It's over! Blow away! Freaking do it!
Here's a healing arc! In here!
It's over! I've let you all down. You'll pay for that!
I will!
Dazzle! Here I come!
Do it!
Finish this one!
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
I'll bring you back from Death's abyss.
Time to let it rip.
Sorry.
Laser sight. Strike. Dragon form.
Not done yet.
Sword Rain Alpha.
Healing circle.
Roll 'em down.
Dazzle.
I'll bring you back from Death's abyss.
Soaring Laser Spear.
Freaking does it. And loaded.
This is looking good. Stardust.
Healing circle.
Here I come.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
All right, there goes that. We are not playing very well. Like we got very, very low on that.
Really make weapons with this?
Oh, we got one of the weapon things. Cool, cool, cool. Good, this thing is in here. I think it might have remembered which ones I cleared on my way through. So I definitely bypassed some of them. Yeah, like that one moves around, so I managed to get around it. And then, yep, that one I could go around as well. And let's go ahead and see what you've got in store for me.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone?
Oh, did we do a bad thing?
Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too.
Panic's begun to set in. Now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Well, we have a sovereign right here.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
I know many things you don't.
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
I mean, we have a sovereign.
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest ranking person in Lenegus right now?
I mean-
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is...
I was like, how did you not figure this out?
Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
It's so hilarious. They're so helpless.
What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldermen and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He's should be in the crown contest. Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Okay, I love how they were like, you need to give the speech in order to get people like to feel better.
Seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos.
And then they get the lights back on, like as the speech
I only pray
happened.
the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier about the Sovereign possibly not even existing. Was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
The explanation is they've been lying.
Here, authority, the very foundations of Renan society. How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnigan's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
Okay, for a second I thought that was Dolan talking. I'm like, no, you won't.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
Hopefully we never have to find out.
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Alright, fantastic. So you don't have enough to do anything else, though? Oh, that's a big one.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
Even me? All I did was watch a cutscene, but I do really like that as a conclusion of Dohalim's, like, main storyline and being unable to forgive himself for what he did. Because for a long time he was sort of characterized by pure inability to see who he was because he couldn't get past who he had to be.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
That is the problem, though, to a certain degree. If you live your life wondering if you're living up to the ideals of people who aren't around, then you also aren't living your life. You have to get out from underneath the expectations of your past. There's nothing wrong with wanting to live up to the example of those who came before, but unless it actually takes away your ability to act, because you second guess yourself too much. Philosophy with Raka.
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Okay, I love that little, like, snit from Kisara. It's like, yeah, I am better than you, but you know what? We don't have to compare.
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
You were distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you
No, that's
were
definitely a
smiling or
smile.
frowning.
You're dumb, Xion.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last.
I said the same thing.
It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
It's a late bloomer, don't make fun of him.
I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Yeah, again, and I don't mean to be too negativistic, but one of the big problems with Kisara is that she doesn't really have a great reason for being along with the party. Like, she just is taking care of Dohalim, and now they're just like, yep, and now that reason is gone. And she's just kind of here? Alright, so can I... No, it's still not letting me warp? I wonder what else is going to happen. I am glad they let Dohalim, like... I wasn't sure if it would be Alphen, because I thought Alphen might show the Sovereign symbol, and that would be like, oh, it's another Sovereign? And then just listen to any Sovereign at this point. But I do think it is more appropriate for Dohalim doing it. Do these guys have new things to say? It looks like they do. Yeah, I can't see. There's been a lot of damage. Now the power's back. Everything's gonna be okay. Ethel Dohalim urged us all to work together. We should think about what we can do to help the city. Just like that, Dohalim managed to completely dispel people's fears. That's what makes him a lord. Yeah, now don't think twice about trying to pull anything funny now. He is so wonderful. It'd be nice if his excellency remained so he could continue to lead and guide us. That's that sound? I'd heard it and I was like, what the hell is that? And I just never noticed that bit. I might be able to pick this up now. I had to leave it before. What was that? Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Is this Dohalim's theme in the background? It kind of feels like something that would be his theme. No wordy dirts out here? You have something to say, though? I'm glad to see Lord Dohalim has restored peace and order to Lenegus. I expect nothing less from one of our very own lords. We have nothing to worry about after all. Doesn't really matter where it is. Father, what did Lord Dohalim mean he said solidarity? To be honest, I'm not certain as to what he meant either. Maybe this is a way of telling us to look past our class differences and work together to rebuild the city. Class? Reading about people caste and family lineages? That's right. Wisdom of a lord for you. We would all do well to reflect on it.
How loathsome. I was just reading about Volron. Can I help you?
I think I've already talked to you. So I really able to calms by showing solidarity to the people? The lord who comes from House Ilkaras? There's some things he said were pretty radical?
Maybe, but he's also looked dignified and full of confidence. Every Ren should aspire to be.
Didn't you hear what Lord Dulles? Stop fighting this instant?
Forgive me. My intent to go against His Excellency's wishes.
Sir, are you alright? Not hurt anywhere, are you?
Should you be I come from lower castes, you know.
Nonsense. His Excellency said so brilliantly. It's in crisis. We all present our differences and help one another. Okay, that's not new. Ah. Dohalim did a good job. Zeri falls under the soldier of House Canaris. So, about that, I kind of murdered her. Probably shouldn't tell them that, though.
You want to know which load I support? Why, canvassing?
I'm not rereading those. I'm only looking at the new ones that have come out. I have no idea what caused me to go berserk, but everything should be resolved soon. Look, Dohalim, I see you brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am? Sure you must. Not only do I support His Lordship personally, so much so I've been trying to have my appreciate His Lordship any who will listen. Oh god, yes. I heckin' remember you, Psycho Bear.
Who would have ever thought actually Lord would step in and fix the problem? But it really is safe for him to be away from his realm.
It's unusual to be sure. That's an elderly woman? Why, because she's slightly hunched?
But Dohalim would explain the situation, and I, for one, gratefully was there to help us.
Lord Dohalim, everyone was so scared he comes to a flash. I've never seen a lord till he looks so noble.
He sure did. There was a reason why everyone admires our lords and wants to grow up to be just like them.
Seems less and less injured are coming in. Focus on treating those that need it now. So, Excellency Lord Donald promised the reactor's fixed? Yeah, during his speech, no less?
Well, I never. Tired me away from House Valkyries. What do you want?
I don't know who you are, and I don't like you. I don't want to be friends.
I was surprised to hear the C-core reactors behind that trouble. The UA's under control now.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
I am?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should...
What?
What?
I already beat you once. Go away, thanks. Did you just warp us straight to Rena? Or is that the end of the game? We got obliterated? Bad ending.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
Are we going to the sun?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Is the sun? What is it? I need to see it too? Wait, Rena isn't real? Wow. Okay, that is cool as heck. Rena is a gun? And they just turned on the wedge again? So Rena's just like a droughted planet?
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
It definitely feels like it.
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The flower of Oblivion.
The rose? For the thorns?
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So yes?
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Look, calm down. You're not the only one who's worried here.
Are there escape pods?
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
There always is?
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
Is that Linnagus or Rena? Because they're both basically artificial constructs in space. I know it's not Dana.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lennigus in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring
I mean,
us
you
here?
are a sovereign.
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
This is what I do too. I'm like, I'm doing this. You guys can stay here. And with that, I'll go ahead and save. I will see you next time when we explore this place. Find out if it actually is, like, what am I trying to say? If it actually is reasonable. If it actually is safe. Regardless, I will see you then. Thank you very much for tuning in. And bye-bye.